Bless you, family. It is your minister, Mistress Sanders, your Las Vegas neighborhood historian. Bring you some Black history local and national. Y'all got some local for y'all. I got some history many of y'all are not up on. So I've asked many historians and many different ones who are from Las Vegas and who have been in Las Vegas for a while about the Black Panther Party. And many, they may know about the Panthers on a national scale, but not many could tell me about the history of the Las Vegas Black Panther Party. I was even told by some scholars Vegas didn't even have a Las Vegas Black Panther Party. Not only was that not true, y'all, but Las Vegas had two chapters of the Black Panther Party. And for those who do not know, please do some research after this video on the Black Panther Party. You should know not only about the Las Vegas history, but the national history. Before I get to the Las Vegas, the National Black Panther Party was founded October of 1966 by Chairman Bobby Seale and the Minister of Defense Hugh P. Newton. Hugh P. Newton is now deceased, but Bobby Seale is still alive and well. It's important to know this history because the Las Vegas Black Panther Party was a chapter of the international Black Panther Party. The Black Panther Party changed the game, y'all. They were one of our first revolutionary organizations that said, hey, ain't nothing wrong with marching, ain't nothing wrong with protesting. We're going to take care of our own. We're going to implement programs, and we're going to start doing things to clean up our communities from within. It was revolutionary. They stood against the powers that be, that fought against our communities. They stood up against police brutality and terrorism. They stood against poverty. They stood up against mistreatment. They stood up against the disparities in the health system. And we had some individuals in Las Vegas doing the very same thing. As you guys see these articles go by, these articles are showing some of the things that those in Las Vegas did. That's Brother Michael, who was a member of the Las Vegas Black Panther Party. That's an article about they had a community center. That's Brother Mike Willis, who is still around today, who was one of the original members. Brother Mike is the only brother who was a part of both chapters. So to give you some history, the Las Vegas Black Panther Party was started in 1970, and it was started by Sister Jeannie Banks and Brother Tommy Jones. Tommy is now an ancestor, but Sister Jeannie is still living. That's Brother Tommy in the middle. Brother Mike, who y'all just previously saw, he was a part of the 1970 as well as the 1977 branch that was started by Bunchy Creer. We'll get to Bunchy in a minute. But the Las Vegas Black Panther Party chapter is really important and really a big part of Las Vegas Black history because it was the only Black Panther Party chapter to have two different phases. Most cities, once they chapter disbanded, it wasn't a reemergence. But in Las Vegas, the 1970 branch lasted about 1973. And after that, there was another reopen of a new chapter. I like the fact that the Las Vegas Panthers stayed true to Las Vegas. As you can see, they did the leather jackets, but they did apple hats. And they did, they tried to keep a little bit of the culture of the Black Panther Party nationally, but we know y'all, Vegas is hot as all get out. So they had to still remain true to where they were. And the things they dealt with sickle cell anemia, they dealt with police terrorism. As you can see, their office was shut up by the police, and when they put the story out, the police tried to say that, hey, they making it up. They lying. It wasn't a real attack. They had a free breakfast program right outside the Gerson Park housing projects, for those that remember the Gerson community. And they did a lot of things in the community being young, y'all. These are teenagers I'm talking about, early 20s, 2021, 22. You know, they would go up to the high schools to recruit high school kids, primarily with Rancho, Vegas High School, and Western. They were students of UNLV, part of the UNLV's Black Student Union, and they did a lot of things that was revolutionary. They opened up a community center, and I'm talking about the 1970 chapter right now. Opened up the Malcolm X Liberation School, which was a community center, and it was located on Miller Road. And right now, Lady Di's Youth Center is in that actual building where they had the Malcolm X Liberation School, which was their community center. These articles are talking about the shootout that they had when the police came and shut up their facility. So the Black Panther Party history of Las Vegas, I think is unique because it just shows, number one, y'all know Las Vegas was called the Mississippi of the West. We know that. And so this whole notion that Las Vegas wasn't racist is just not true. if it was true, the Panthers wouldn't have had a reason to set up shop, but they knew Las Vegas was racist, and they also knew there was a lot of poverty, within this state and within this community. And they wanted to make sure that kids could go to school fed, clean, groomed, that women, children, and elders could be safe in the neighborhoods. They did patrols, and they did a lot to help the community. As we fast forward to 1976, Bunchy Creer gets permission. That's Bunchy, y'all, with the glasses. He gets permission by Lane Brown to come from Oakland to back to Las Vegas to start a chapter. Bunchy is the son of John Creer, who was the second black doctor in Las Vegas, Nevada. So that's John Jr. So, as this article says, Black Panther set up Vegas chapter. It was a really big deal. It was a really big deal within the Panther circuit, but it was also a big deal just in Black America, mainly because the Panthers was kind of on the verge of kind of dying down and dying out towards the late 70s. So, by the time 76, 77 came, you know, it was only a few cities that still had Panthers chapters, one being LA, Southern California had a second chapter, and one being Las Vegas. And a lot of this history is forgotten about. A lot of scholars will tell you, oh yeah, Vegas didn't have no chapters, but it's not true. And they were authentic, because that's another myth. Oh, they didn't get permission. That's not true. Bunchy was sent by Elaine Brown to start this 1976, 77 chapter, and Jeannie and Tommy Jones went up to Oakland and got permission from headquarters to start. So these was not no renegades. Just to make that clear, these was chapters that was given permission, and they were ordained and given the green light to start. When Elaine Brown came here and they had this big, you know, presentation she spoke at and banquet event she did, and she called Las Vegas a plantation. And that kind of spearheaded, and we talking about late 70s, y'all, where it wasn't too far removed where Las Vegas was still segregated on the strip, and she saw a need for a Panther Party chapter to come here. And she told Bunchy, and Bunchy's story is very interesting. He came from Houston to Oakland, Oakland to Las Vegas. But back in the early days, Bunchy would come here and he would come to help out, Jeannie and Tommy with the early days of the Panther Party. But back to Elaine, she saw a need, and so she gave Bunchy the green light to come to Las Vegas and to reactivate. And there's a lot of different Panthers walking around, today. They're older, but they still kicking. Mike Willis, brother Joseph X from the Nation of Islam, is always out on the west side. So, this history is important, family, because it shows this whole idea we don't have culture, we don't have history. It's not true. There's a history of resistance in the city. There's a history of organizations like the Las Vegas Black Panther Party fighting for liberation, fighting for black folks, giving out food, patrolling the community. A lot of things we think is new under the sun is not new. They go Bunchy to the right, and it says Panther set up chapter in Las Vegas. Another article. So it was a really big deal, as you guys can see. And I think it was a big deal because folks just knew the power of the Panthers. But again, back to my last point, I want us to know this information, to know that nothing is new under the sun. And we thank not only the National Black Panther Party, but the local Las Vegas Black Panther Party, because they had drill teams, they had food giveaways, they had neighborhood patrol, they had programs for the seniors, they had programs to get you to prison, to visit your loved ones. And so thank you to all the members of the Black Panther Party nationally and locally. Thank you to those of the Las Vegas chapter for what you did, and what you're doing that paved the way. So we appreciate you again.